Hi, good morning, everybody. Is it my screen is visible?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay, thanks. We'll just wait for another minute. We'll see if anybody join. Meanwhile, if you have any
அப்பா
questions, we can discuss.
என்னப்பா?
Okay, fine. So till yesterday, we have covered till here fire protection, unsafe actions, unsafe conditions, etc. permits. So we'll continue for from an emergency and disaster control. So for every factory where we should definitely have on-site emergency plan. For this also, we have a legal requirement. Already we discussed that. As per the MSIC rules, if you're falling under that, definitely you'll have on-site and off-site emergency plan. It does not mean that only MSIC rules, even the factories, chemical industries, they definitely should have on-site emergency plan and disaster control measures to safeguard their premises and also to uh, mitigate the emergency situations. It is about the leakage of any gases or any spillage, any fires, etc. Chemical spillage. Now, it's not talks about the small spills. It talks about the major spills. And also once the plan is ready. So as we see, even for the procedures also, we used to communicate with the all the workforce who are there in the premises who are dealing with those activities. Same way, this on-site emergency plan also should be well communicated even general public. So general public for what? So basically, if your facility which is there nearby, is there any society is it is developed or any nearby villages or nearby towns? So they should also well familiar with what kind of emergency situations which can arise from our premises. I think recently, last 3 years back, there is one incident happened in Vizag also, the gas leakage. I think some kind of polymer company, and even I think 3 4 years before in Achutapuram,
Styrene,
there
sir.
also ammonia. Yeah, sorry.
Styrene leak.
Yeah, and even Achutapuram also ammonia leakage. I think from Brandex, many of them are being evacuated, but it's not from the Brandex, some nearby company. The Brandex people also got evacuated from there. So such kind of emergencies should be well communicated with the near the vicinity of your premises, and they should well aware about your emergency protocols also. So what kind of alarm will makes them aware? Okay, there is emergency situation which arised. Now they have to evacuate, and also what are the basic precautions they should follow for the minimizing the exposure with that emergency, and how often it is rehearsed in the sense, as we discussed yesterday, it's about fire drills and mock drills. So how often in the sense we do once in 6 months as per the Karnataka and AP. It is not about the practicing with the specific requirement or legal requirement. It is about how familiar our people are to tackle such kind of emergency. So even those frequencies also can be reduced. Or the responsibilities defined for the emergencies. So who and all will be responsible for the such kind of emergencies? So definitely we'll have ERT team, emergency response team. So in that, who and all will be covered? We'll have site controller, incident controller, even evacuation team, rescue team, then fire team, then first aid team. Then we have local vigilance people in the sense who communicates with the government officials and police, even fire department, even who communicate for the local support from the, even if it is there in the industrial park, there will have common shared services. So how they are going to communicate? Those responsibilities has to be clearly defined, and they should well familiar with those responsibilities. And even security team also plays a major role during the emergency situations for the controlling of the crowd and controlling of the movement of the vehicles and the people at the gates. And the practice held with the local authorities. So sometimes what will happen, even fire department and factories department also, they'll also interested or to participate in such kind of drills. Then whether we have invited for any such time during their presence, or sometimes they themselves they do in the, especially in the industrial parks like SEDGE, special economical zones. As we see in the MH installations, we have different types of crisis groups like central, state, district level crisis group and local level crisis groups. So these crisis groups have their responsibility to conduct such kinds of drills, especially in these industrial parks. Then a bomb threats. So this we could majorly see in Gulf countries. Here also, I could see there may be a chance, probability. We can't say that, sir, it is not possible bomb threat and all, but still we should be cautious about in case of such situations comes, how we should respond. Then control of flammable and explosive materials. So here we have to check for all the work areas, storage areas are controlled. So prevent the accumulation of excess flammable and explosive materials. Accumulation in the sense maybe expired material or sometimes flammable fumes and gases. So we should definitely have control on our materials, like in the sense excess inventory also, it is a risk for the safety of the people and property and the environment. Is the inventory of such materials kept minimum as requirement? So this is also very important. And hazardous area classification. So it is also very much required, as we seen yesterday, zone 0, zone 1 and zone 2 classifications. And are there sufficient extraction points, and is the extraction efficient? Extraction points means, again, it talks about in case of any leakage happens, the fume extraction systems, etc. Are the vapor concentrations monitored regularly and controlled? So vapor control monitor. Vapor control monitor in the sense, in case of any leakages happens, for example, chlorine, we used to store in a closed systems, maybe closed system that is open also. In case of any leakage happens, I have seen a setup where it is in a dedicated shed, which is a bit far from the operations. So they have made a complete structure. It is a tunnels actually, I think 1 ton the containers. In case of any leakage happens, automatically the room shutters, which are there in the two ends, it will get closed, and automatically the exhaust system gets activated. So such a controls, we should have a monitoring system. The sensor should be there to monitor in case of any leakage happens. All the dust explosion hazards identified and controls. So based on the applicability, if your kind of process, for example, coal processing industries, grain processing industries, grains, food processing industries, where we have chance to, even coffee processing industries also have such a kind of situation, there can possibility of dust explosions, that also we have to see. Then control of exposure. So this control of exposure will be with respect to the fumes or the emissions which is released during the operations like gas, vapors, or any dust controlled by the exhaust and the dust extraction systems and scrubbers. During the processes, in case of any such leakage happens, how we are going to control? Definitely for all the chemical reactions and process equipments will definitely connect with the scrubbers where it gets neutralized. And the systems regularly checked and efficiency. So how what kind of processes we have, what kinds of checkpoints we have for the checking of efficiency, that is also need to be concentrated, and the fumes and dust extraction to a safe point, exhausted to a safe point. Safe point in the sense how it's been routed or directed, where it is being set up. Then a routine maintenance work carried out for these systems. Again, as usual, maintenance records has to be maintained. Then emergency procedure for controlling sudden release of gas and vapors and dust. So for this also we have to dedicatedly have a procedures in case of any such a situations arise. So how we are going to tackle in case of any sudden release. So sudden release in the sense what will happen? Maybe in case of during the chemical reactions, in case of an exothermic reaction, suddenly the temperature will rises. There we have a chance of excess fumes which will load the scrubbers. Then noise and assessment and controls. So noise and assessment also we have a legal requirement as per the PCB based on the category of industry, either once in a month or once in 2 months or once in a quarter. We used to do this environmental monitoring. This is also one of the parameter we used to monitor.
What's the
Again, sometimes
standard? Sir, it is any standard for in our PIL every year we have to check
every year.
years once time we have to check all equipment all for this location, that is east
No,
west.
they'll not do for the equipment actually. Basically, as per the pollution control board, they do near the DG sets and within 1 meter in closed condition. I mean, doors open and
Yeah,
closed
yeah,
condition.
same thing we
Apart
have to
from,
do.
yeah, yeah. Apart from that, they do in the operational areas also. It is not
But
that about specific
what
machine.
about the sir frequency? I'm talking about the frequency. We have to check
That's what I'm
yearly
telling.
once time.
If you have a pollution control board authorization for your operations, it is in a category wise. Either you have there are 4 categories of industries: white, green, orange, and red. So if you
Right.
fall under red and category, you will do once in a month. If it is in orange, also few industries I have seen once in 2 months or once in a month. If you are falling under green and white, you have to do in once in 3 months.
One more, sir. It should be done by own industry or third party.
No, it is done by third party. Authorized laboratories are there. How like we do for environmental monitoring, right? Air sampling, indoor air quality, exhaust and all. The same people, they do this noise also.
Yeah, that should be done. But regarding the noise can
Yes,
also done by third party.
yes, by third party. Same people will do actually. I don't know why it is differ in your location. Same people will do noise, then indoor air quality, as well as water, uh, then illumination also. Light also they will do.
Yeah.
Sir, but in pipeline, we are conducting yearly. That too internally, sir, not externally.
That's why I'm asking same question for that.
Then I have to see your you have to check your I mean PCB authorization, how it is,
Yeah,
how they
we
have
are
defined
also
your
in the
conditions.
red category. We are also in
Sir,
Uh-huh.
red.
Uh-huh.
even third party external safety audit में भी internally किया हुआ वाले देखते हैं. They are not requesting for external survey.
Which one?
Third party safety audit होता है ना sir.
Mm-hmm.
External
Approved
audit.
auditors भी they will ask for internal survey only. Whether we have done or not, they are saying they are not interested in external survey or not.
That I am not sure, Srinivas. course, I was not worked with
Same
this
thing. So I have concerned
yeah.
about
Okay.
Yeah,
same thing.
That
So
will,
concern
it is
that will
for
we
the
immediately.
follow.
clarity. Yeah, for the clarity, what we can do is if you get a chance to revisit your pollution control board authorization, there is a section called monitoring and measurement in the annexures you can see, or in the schedule. There it will be clearly mentioned, the monitoring
Sir,
and measurement.
sir, regarding monitoring, we have checked
Uh,
every quarter of water, stack, and air.
mm-hmm,
That is no issue. I'm
mm-hmm.
talking about only noise. We can do
That's what I'm
noise.
telling you, sir. Noise also it will be there.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, yeah. Um,
That too we fall under red category, sir. Not
yeah,
even
that's
with
what. Just give me a minute. I'll show you that I have a sample CFO also. There, I'll make it this doubt clear. Mhm. Are you able to see this sample CFO?
yes, yes.
Okay. So here, for the sake of the detail, I have removed the company detail. Uh, Monitoring solid waste. Yeah. So this is how you will have actually. The occupier shall do get the sample effluent and emissions estimated to get the analyzed once in a month of the parameters. Noise, you will have like this. Another general parameters they will use to give this. You just revisit your
Sir, noise related, I don't think so. Here mention anything. You can do in monthly and yearly. Monitoring can there is mentioned to monitor every month. But what about the noise?
mm,
Yeah, these things we have done already.
one second, please. Should be same frequency. It will definitely not differ for sure. Yeah, here it is not define the frequency for sure. You are correct, but they do on the same frequency only as per the monitoring and measurement whatever they have given in the schedule C, not schedule C. Where it is? Yeah, in schedule subsection C. With the same parameter, I mean same frequency they do for the noise and illumination also. Illumination also here it is not mentioned, but still
Even
they
in our
do.
standard operating procedures, it was mentioned
Mm-hmm.
to do yearly before 15th of every November.
Mm-hmm. I don't know how it's been practiced, but in the general industries, wherever you go, even any engineering or pharmaceutical or any textile industry, any engineering industries, any automobile industries, they do on the same frequency as per this monitoring and reporting. Maybe keeping a best practice, they would have doing it. I would have seen the same practice. Along with this, one single third party provider, he will come and do all these parameters. Yeah. Okay.
Sir, can you please repeat what are the categories of the buildings? Red, orange, green, and
Red, orange. Sorry, white. Previously, white is not there. Now it is came recently. White, green, orange, and red. It's based on the nature of a process. In these categories, if you go to the PCB website, their industries categorization is there. Under a white category, what kind of industries, I mean process will fall under in even for the green and orange, and red it is defined.
Like renewable energy sources, solar comes under white category.
Like less hazardous. I mean, it's named a type of even paper industries also there are fall under this thing. What do you call orange category because of the usage of chemical and all. If you want me to showcase, I can do that. So that just a minute, please.
Generally, sir, there will be based on the production capacities also. Like if we take solar, if it is less than 1 megawatt generation production capacity plant, then it comes under white category. If it exceeds 1 megawatt, likewise also there will be this categorization. How much quantity of chemical we are using in the industries also categorization will be there.
Yeah, that's what. I'm not able to get the list. Whenever is required, we will not get the information as quicker as we need. Okay, no problem. Let us not waste the class time. In the break time, I'll get that list and I'll present. Let us come back. So as I see, there it talks about the processes. Sometimes what will happen, the PCB, the technical team or the engineer, the pollution control board engineer also will have a chance to change your category of industry because all the processes will not be a chance to incorporate because where I have worked previously, we had sand 3D printing machine. So there is no such kind of process in the state itself. So, but we put it in a different category. They have given as a red category because of we are using the hazardous chemical. And then we, after this thing, we have shown some research papers and we have shown from papers from Germany where we have imported the machine. Then we hardly brought to the orange category, but still the amount of chemical we are using also it is very less, hardly 3 tons or 4 tons in a month. That is hardly. Overall, it is maximum 180 tons of production in a year. So it is up to them. In case of the category is not there, again, it is going to be a task based on the assessment officers who decides the your industry categorization. That chance also is there, as practically I have seen. If any straight away process is there, they will issue the CFO. If it is not there, then it will go on to the table for the finalization. Then they will relate what type of chemical you are using, what kind of waste which is coming out, how it is going to be treated, what will be the end product, how it is going to be disposed. All these things they will look into. Okay. Yeah. Again, noise levels control less than 90 dB by engineering designs like soundproof enclosures or absorbing materials, etc. Then appropriate high noise boards display. It is about cautionary boards or signboards. Wherever the high noise area is there, we used to keep a signage. Ear protection is mandatory. Without ear protection, you're not supposed to enter karke. Then use of earplugs and earmuffs in the high noise areas. So this will cover in the training and also the procedures, and also it will be communicated through the boards. And audiometry test carried out on persons working in the high noise. This is also we used to do once in a year. But again, it is subjected to the condition. If you have people who are working in the high noise areas, for them it is going to be applicable. How like we do for color vision for the people, for the crane operators and mobile truck operators, vehicle operators. For this case also, who are working in the high noise areas. So anybody can guess what is the frequency for this eye vision, color vision, and blindness, color blindness?
6 monthly, sir.
6 months for?
Even eye and ear.
Okay, 6 months for eye. There is an again one more condition is there. If it is an eye vision, they do for noise. It is 6 months. Sorry, eye vision they do 6 months. The age of people below 6 months. 40 years. Otherwise, it is once in a year. Above 40 years, they do once in 6 months. Below 40 years, they do once in a year. That is the condition. So again, personal protective equipment. So all the locations of safety equipment clearly marked. So clearly marked in the sense, a few organizations, they used to have PPE boxes, emergency PPE boxes, apart from the PPE they use.